Good morning, everybody. Dr. Tam here. So today I am out here doing my stretches this morning. I hope all of you are getting a lot of fluids doing your stretches first thing in the morning, like the shoulder exercises, leg exercises. That's not why I'm here today. I want to talk to you about autoimmune diseases. A lot of my conversations that I have with you on videos is based off of conversations that I've had with patients in the office. Now, what is an autoimmune disease? So an autoimmune disease is when your body attacks its own cells, its own nerves, right? Your body's attacking itself somehow, and your body is in constant or have momentarily flare-ups and inflammation, causing problems with gut problems, joint problems, headaches, right? So it's overall your body attacking itself. Now, I had a patient yesterday that says, well, Dr. Tim, I have an autoimmune disease. It's called rheumatoid arthritis. How, I get flare-ups, right? I get such bad flare-ups. How do I go about correcting that? Or how do I mitigate that? My doctor just gives me medications. I get a shot once a month, okay, just to calm down the rheumatoid arthritis, also known as RA. But they want to do something that's more natural, do something that is better for the body. And all autoimmune diseases are not made the same, but certain things that you do can help with autoimmune diseases to keep them at bay so that they don't flare up. Now, in a lot of medicine, it's still uncertain why some people get rheumatoid arthritis, why some people get lupus, why some people get multiple sclerosis. So that it's still unsure. When you look at it and the basis behind it, where it comes from, how you get it, it's not as simple as A, B, and C, because autoimmune, when your body attacks itself, it can attack you in multiple different areas. But here's the key. I want to give you a few tips that can keep your autoimmune as much at bay as possible. All right. So tip number one, make sure that you are doing everything that you can to avoid foods that will cause inflammation. Now, what are some foods that causes inflammation? Well, you got to look at, number one, I always talked about avoiding nightshades, right? Nightshades is one of those foods where it will absolutely cause a lot of inflammation. Nightshade foods include tomatoes, peppers, that is bell peppers, cayenne peppers, that is potatoes, eggplants. So look up nightshade foods, okay? Second is you want to make sure that you're staying away from all the bad oils, okay, that you normally would eat. Bad oils meaning vegetable oils, okay, peanut oil, canola oil, hydrogenated oils. You want to be using oils that have like olive oil, avocado oil, that has a lot more richness in omega-3 fatty acids instead of just omega-6s. The other thing that you should really avoid, another thing that you should really avoid is gluten, okay? Gluten is not good for the body. It will cause a lot of inflammation as well. So that is your breads, your pasta, all the whole grain wheat. It doesn't matter. Hey, Dr. Tim, what about whole grain wheat or sourdough? No, it's still a lot of gluten. So that is still not recommended. All right. So avoid that. You want to avoid grain-fed meats, right? Or just stick with 100% grass-fed meats, wild-caught fish, right? Stick with meats that you know are not grain-fed. So you got to look at it, right? Avoid meats that has been pumped with antibiotics, nitrates, all the different things, chemicals. Avoid dairy. Most dairy, and that's your milk, cheese, ice cream, has a lot of hormones and antibiotics pumped in them. So these are some of the things that you really want to avoid. Now, you might ask, well, what in the world do I eat? You're telling me to avoid everything. No, I'm not saying avoid everything, right? Did you forget about the 100% grass-fed meats, wild-caught fish, good fats, right? Like avocados, okay? You want some really good pasture-raised, no hormone, free roaming chickens, right? There are berries. In fruits, you want to make sure to eat fruits that have lower glycemic indexes, okay? That is your berries, raspberry, strawberry, blueberry, blackberries, okay? And those are the good fruits that you should be having, right? Now, what does every single one of these fruits, foods that I'm telling you to eat, have in common? Think about that. What do they all have in common? They are all good for your gut, all right? Autoimmune has a lot to do with the gut. Have you ever heard of leaky gut? Well, leaky gut causes it's the villi. Think of your gut. They're meshed together like this. And as long as your gut is closed and sealed, stuff from the inside, which is on the bottom, can't get out, right? But if you start to have a leaky gut, the villi in the gut lining starts to spread open. All the toxins in the colon start seeping out through the cracks. As it seeps out through the cracks, well, it's toxic, right? It's toxic, so your body will tend to attack it and cause an overall inflammatory response. Part of that, you will feel very fatigued, you'll feel very tired, right? Your joints will inflame because your body don't know where to put all those toxins. So if your liver can't process it well enough, and maybe if you have a fatty liver, okay, or diabetes, right? Now your liver can't process it correctly. All the toxin starts going into your joints. So that will cause, in turn, joint pain, right? So in order to heal and feel better from autoimmune, you have to first heal the gut. Is your gut going to heal overnight? No. Most toxins, dairy products like gluten can take 3 to 4 weeks to get it out of your system. So you actually have to stay away from all that food, all the bad foods for 3 to 4 weeks and continuously input the good foods in. Prebiotic, probiotic, is it a spore probiotic? You know, ask me about that on your next visit or comment below, right? So heal the gut first. The gut in the last 5 years has been talked about as the second brain because all the microbiomes and these little bacteria in the gut that all of us have. Did you know that we have more microbiome, microbacteria cells than we actually have human cells in our body? They control what our body is emitting, okay? And your gut talks to your brain. So if your gut's unhappy, your brain's unhappy. Leaky gut, it is very, very hard to be happy when you have a leaky gut because 80 to 90% of serotonin, what's serotonin? Your happy hormones are actually produced in the gut. So on top of having a healthy gut, you will have less RA attacks, autoimmune attacks. On top of that, you'll be happier. Who wouldn't want that, right? So have a happier gut, have a happier life. In turn, you'll have less pain in your life, okay? So rewatch this video on some of the things I talked about because it's so, so important for you to understand that. And now there's a problem with leaky brain. Leaky brain, which is all the toxins leaking out from the gut, escapes the body and breaks through that blood-brain barrier into the brain. And some studies are seeing that dementia and Alzheimer's is also known as diabetes type 3, right? So that's a whole nother conversation right there. So until next time, for those of you who may have overall inflammation, maybe you've been diagnosed with autoimmune, okay, any autoimmune disease or disorders, heal your gut first, all right? Until next time, this is Dr. Tam here, where every single week I want to give you tips on information on how to decrease your pain, increase your health, function, and longevity. Have a great day.